Please help me welcome Maggie Knowles.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're wide awake. You're asking yourself, where did all the money go? How can I get more? Who's going to rescue me? But the sad truth is, if you're like most people, you'd probably rather give yourself a root canal than actually face your money. What do I mean by face your money? Oh, open your mail, pay your bills, watch your spending. In my years as a money coach, I've noticed that most of us need some kind of help facing our money, including me, because we have blind spots. We can't see where we're headed. We're like an ostrich with our head in the sand, while right next to us, a lion, that's our financial situation, says, I see you. You may say, I don't have time. I can't do math. It's too scary. Yes, and I'm here to tell you, you can do it anyway. You can take baby steps to remedy the situation and create a bigger life. I speak from experience. A vocational counselor once told me to learn secretarial skills to supplement my college education. With my poverty mentality, what I heard her say was, go be a secretary. That lack of confidence cost me big time. For years, I took dead-end jobs or relied on someone else to support me. My world got smaller and colder until I incurred high medical bills that I had to pay out of pocket while unemployed. Fortunately, I discovered a solution. It took a long time and many baby steps, but I developed prosperity consciousness and a more abundant life. So if you're feeling despair or discouragement today about your finances, I hope that the following 3 points will give you some comfort and bring relief. Point number 1, the pain of facing your money, of not facing your money, is greater than the pain of facing your money. Number 2, mindfulness is the key to facing your money. And number 3, tiny, consistent action steps lead to prosperity. So point number 1, the pain of not facing your money is greater than the pain of facing your money. For example, a woman I know told me she liked to save money by never changing the oil in her car. I asked her if she was prepared to buy another car when the engine seized. She said, oh, and changed the oil. A client of mine spent more money on storage fees than he spent on the stuff he put in the storage unit. I asked him whether maybe it was time to declutter. He told me later he got rid of most of the stuff, and it felt as though he dropped 10 pounds in one day. Are you covering your bills, or are you incurring debt to pay for gas and groceries? Are you saving for old age, or are you living paycheck to paycheck? Do you believe that winning the lottery is the only way out of your predicament? People who neglect to face these kinds of questions in the long run suffer many kinds of pain. Divorce, illness, foreclosure, bankruptcy, homicide, and suicide. Yes, it's very painful to face your money. In fact, the neuroscientists tell us it's like kicking heroin to change a habit like this. But once you make the change, life gets much less stressful and you can sleep through the night. Okay, you sigh reluctantly. How do I face my money? Glad you asked. That brings me to my second point, which is mindfulness is the key to facing your money. Being fully present and aware of your situation is the first step. You can't change what you can't see. So it's important to let go of the things they're your false beliefs. Now, often most of us can't tell what our false beliefs are. We are wired with either poverty mentality or entitlement mentality, or both. Poverty mentality says things like, I can't afford nice stuff, or I'll always be broke. Entitlement mentality says things like, someone else should pay for it, or I can't help it if I'm spoiled. And members of both groups sing the song of the perpetual victim, it's not my fault. If you believe these lies, then you'll act as though they're true and you will create bigger problems for yourself. If you have poverty mentality, you literally won't see opportunities that are right under your nose. And if you have entitlement mentality, you won't see how you're sabotaging and weakening yourself. As a recovering mooch and deprivation addict, I am still learning how to recover from these issues. Just let go of this craziness. But if you're willing to pay attention and take responsibility for your financial decisions, then you don't have to be a victim or be hopeless anymore. Okay, you say, all this woo-woo theory sounds good, but specifically, what do I have to do to face my money? That brings me to my third point. Tiny, consistent action steps lead to prosperity. Here are 5. Number 1, track your income and spending. The very act of monitoring your behavior will change it. Number 2, analyze your spending. You will start to envision a bigger life. Number 3, develop a budget that reflects your real values. Put your money where your heart is, not where your exhaustion and your impulses drive you. Number 4, create an earning plan for multiple streams of income. Think in terms of flow, not limitation. You always have other options, starting a business, going back to school, changing careers, learning to invest. And number 5, build your savings no matter what. Set aside a percentage of each paycheck before you pay your first bill. Have an old age fund and an emergency fund for things like car repairs and medical bills. Try these for 90 days. Run an experiment. Track your spending 5 minutes a day. Spend half an hour a week analyzing your spending and developing a budget. Spend 1 to 2 hours a month looking at your whole situation and trying to figure out how you can earn and save more. And take a retreat once a year. Set aside 1 or 2 days and ponder, what do I really want out of life and how can I manage my money to get there? Let's say 6 months have gone by. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're sound asleep. You've learned exactly where the money went. You're well on your way to getting and earning and saving more. And you found all kinds of resources that can support your vision and progress toward a bigger life. And if you still prefer to get a root canal rather than save your money, don't try this at home. Pony up and pay a dentist.